Welcome back, guys. I know that I have been MIA for a little bit, but it is back to school season and soccer season just started, so I've been busy getting my son situated, but I am back now, and I want to apologize. When I am filming this, I am still slightly sick, so I still, somewhat sound funny, but hopefully it doesn't bother you guys too much and we can get through this. Today's video is my top 3 crawlers. It's just the crawlers that I have in my collection. I can't speak for cars that I don't have, obviously. So in my collection, it is my top 3 crawlers in my opinion. Before we get started though, as usual, I have to ask you a favor. If you could hit that red subscribe button and stick around, that would be amazing. I would really appreciate that. And also while you're at it and doing that, go ahead and hit that bell because that just ensures that you get notified when I upload and then you never miss any of my videos. So let's dive right in. And yeah, so like I said, this is just my opinion. I would love for you guys to comment down below and give like your top 3, or if you would rank mine differently than how I did. I always welcome different perspectives, different opinions. I love it. So go ahead and do that too. We're gonna go like 3, 2, 1. Coming in at number 3, I have to put the Axial Gladiator, the 10th scale. These are all 10th scale. I didn't put any other scales just so it's, more even, I guess, if you want to say. I think they all 3 have different strengths, but number 3 I'm going to put as the Axial Gladiator, and that honestly, I put it there for a reason being the wheelbase. I talk a lot about wheelbases on my channel, but seriously, I put it there because of the long wheelbase, because it does help you sometimes. It also screws you sometimes, but it does help you sometimes too. So I feel like that is an advantage that not every car has. So I tried to keep the reasons I love them to stock just so it's more even. But I have to say the Gladiator with the upgraded wheels and tires, like I put the high racks on and the dual stage foams, sorry, I'm having brain fart, the dual stage foams, and it absolutely is a dream now. I think for the price point of the Gladiator, you really get what you pay for, honestly. So Axial, one of the best at replicating and giving you realism, and I really see that in the Gladiator, and that's another reason I put it at number 3 too, or in the top 3 I should say, because it's just the realism of it, is amazing, and I know a lot of people out there look for that. I am one of them. I love when a car looks like the real car is supposed to look like. My next reason for being number 3 is due to the dig function. So I plan out my videos. I don't just wing them. I actually, sit down, plan out what I'm going to say. I was going to say that a lot of people have the problems with the dig function, and, I heard some fixes like setting your endpoints, and I have not had a problem with that up until yesterday when I went to film the dig function. It just needs readjusted. Luckily, it's not like blown or anything, but it's just like the irony that I put, I haven't had a problem, and then I have a problem like the next day. So when the dig function is working and working well, I see it as a huge bonus, just because it has saved me from, having to climb down a hill that's like poison ivy infested. I don't use it as much as I honestly thought I would, but when you need it and it's there, it's a bonus. The battery position, I really like where it's at. I could be crazy, but I really feel like it makes it more balanced and it's more of a centered position, so it just aids in the crawling. I don't typically have too many rolls unless it's just, outrageous, or I'm just like not good at crawling that day, I don't know. But yeah, I really like where the battery position is, especially the batteries that I use are a little bit heavier, so that helps. So all 3 that I'm going to mention have this. so it's not really like one better than the other, but it has portal axles. So, you know, ground clearance is pretty good on it. I feel like I can go most places and, you know, not have too many problems. So yeah, those are a few bonuses that I thought I would throw in there too. Lastly, I touched on this a little bit already, but I really like the realism, the realistic looks of the Gladiator, you know, especially having the bed that I can put my pink Yeti cooler in. I was so excited. My friend Bobby over at RC Garages on Instagram, please go check him out. Little shout out to him. He actually made me that because every time I go to buy it online, it's sold out. And I was like, I don't know what to do. I can't get it. I don't know why there's so many people out there who want pink Yetis. I really, not trying to be sexist or anything, but I really didn't think the hot pink one was gonna sell out. So yeah, my friend Bobby made me one. I finally have one. I just put it in the Gladiator and it's amazing. So I love that portion of it. So yeah, please go check him out for all your RC Garages needs. You know, he makes 10th scale garages, 24 scale garages, apparel. So that was number 3. Let me know down in the comments below if you guys agree with me or disagree, or if the Gladiator would even make it in your top 3. I'm really curious to know what you guys think. I know I call that one my baby, and so to put it at number 3 really hurt me, but at least it is in the top 3, right? I want to take a tiny break right here to let you guys know that if you are on Instagram, you can go ahead and go follow me over there, RC Princess 24 over there as well. I post like a lot of photos, a lot of video updates. I have a lot of funny reels planned and stuff. So yeah, just more content for you guys to enjoy. Moving on to number 2. I am going to have to put the Traxxas TRX4 Sport in the number 2 position, and not just because it's pink, because my son's is blue and I still love his. I really consider this a capable crawler, and like I mentioned before, it also has the portal axles, so I feel like the crawling capabilities are there. They're really good. So that's another reason I put it in number 2. So my son, who just turned 7, my parents bought him one for his birthday, and another reason I put it in number 2 is I feel like it's a good beginner car. That's not to say our ankles haven't taken a beating. It's definitely been a learning thing for him. Actually, one time I accidentally put a 3S lipo in it for him, and it like took off, and I was like, whoa, something's not right. And so yeah, I quickly realized my mistake. But yeah, I feel like he does really well with it, and his crawling is just, you know, upping every time we go out. Another reason I consider it a capable crawler and good for beginners is because you do have the ability to put it in like training mode. So 50% throttle, 100% brake. We have done that for him, obviously, because even for a crawler, it goes, you know, especially with 3S. So as far as realistic looks and stuff, it still has some to it. It doesn't have a bed, so that's kind of, you know, like the bed doesn't like go in. I mean, it has a bed, but it doesn't like go in. Like you can't put stuff in it is what I'm trying to say. But upgrade wise, it's pretty good. I have a clip of my Sport and my son's Sport like side by side. You can see the different upgrades. I obviously have a light kit in there. I have like the rack, you know, just stuff like that. Everything in it for the most part I believe is stock, so there's not too much changed. The wheel nuts are obviously pink, but yeah, I feel like it's worth an acknowledgement on the realism looks. It's not as much as the Gladiator or honestly the one coming up, but I think it still deserves some acknowledgement. It also has the Traxxas Easy set, which is nice because somehow, some way, my son's Sport got taken out of training mode, and we obviously realized very quickly, and so we had to put it back in there, and we did it in the field, no big deal. But you know, like with the Gladiator, you would need a program card and stuff, so that's another reason why I think it's just a little inches better than the Gladiator. Well, I don't want to say better, but more convenient, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, that is another reason that I put it at number 2. The final car, and the car in position number 1. Yes, I am aware that is essentially the same car as number 2, but it has differences that I think sets it apart and why I'm putting it in number one. So my number one crawler at this time is the TRX4 Bronco. Now this thing is gorgeous, you guys, but that's not why it's in number one. I feel like it is a favorite of many. Honestly, it's really a showstopper, and I mean, don't you look with your eyes first, you know what I mean? So looks do have something to do with it being in number one. I mean, I don't think my husband married me for my great attitude. For starters, the clipless body. Oh, you guys. It is such a pain in the butt when you are out in the field and you have to keep track of like the tiny little body clips. I have actually lost all of my nice axial ones. I'm pretty irritated. I think I set them like on my bumper, and then my bumper's black, they're black. I didn't even think about it and drove off, so pretty sure they're somewhere in Illinois. With the Bronco, it doesn't even matter because it's a clipless body. It is amazing, especially using the Gladiator and then using that one. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know. So like I mentioned before, Axial wins first prize for realism and all that, but Traxxas really put their all into the Bronco because it is gorgeous and it really does look realistic. So I appreciate that factor. Just like the previous two cars, it also has portal axles. I don't really know many cars that don't. I know the SCX6 Jeep doesn't. But yeah, it has portal axles, so it as well has great ground clearance. Another thing I appreciate is the 2-speed transmission, and you would think you wouldn't use it much, but honestly, it's been, you know, I use it about as much as I use the dig function, so it's here and there when you need it. So the wheelbase is obviously smaller than the Gladiator, but a tad bit bigger than the Sport. But really there's not too much of a difference between the three of them. It's also equipped with cruise control. Some would say lazy, I would say super helpful. You know, when you're just out there on the trails and stuff and not really doing much like crawling, I think the cruise control is kind of helpful. The 4-wheel drive is pretty helpful for some of the spots that we go as well. The Sport, I don't think I said that, the Sport also has 4-wheel drive. But what sets the Bronco apart from the Sport is the Bronco has locking and unlocking diffs, which is also super helpful at times. So when your diffs are unlocked, you'll have sharper turns, and when they're locked, you'll have, you know, more traction, like all the wheels will be spinning at the same time. I guess you could say it's kind of like having a dig function without all the hassle, because you don't get as sharp of turns, but you do get sharper turns. The Bronco also, you can add a winch, and I only add this in there because my son gets a kick out of the winch. Like, he'll purposely get stuck just to be able to use it, which the Sport can also have a winch, but you have to like upgrade your bumper. The Bronco already has the bumper, it's just waiting for your winch. So overall, I think all three are great. I really don't have a crawler. I actually don't really have a car that I regret buying. They've all been really fun and, you know, have gotten me through different terrain and stuff, whatever. But these are just the three from my collection that I think are the top three. I'm really curious to know if you could comment down below if you would rank them the same, or if you don't have them or don't have some of them, like what you would rank your top crawlers. You know, I just want to hear your guys' opinions basically. And also, if you could give this video a thumbs up, it helps me know that you like the content that I'm putting out and to do more of it. And hit that red subscribe button if you haven't already to stick around. I'm hoping to be back on schedule now. So my schedule is every other Friday. And for one reason being, I am getting my other channel up and running again. I had a different channel in the past that was more like my mom life kind of thing, kind of like day in the life of Shannon type things. But yeah, I'm super excited to get that channel starting back up. I actually put that one on hold to focus on this one. So anyway, you guys probably don't care about the mom life channel, but that is the reason I'm going to stick to every other Friday for right now at least. And yeah, you guys are always welcome to leave video requests down below, and I will, try my hardest to do those. But yeah, I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.